at the 5. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. From the gun, Jackson rolling, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now on second and 16. Jackson got a man. It's Brown. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to pour it on. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. It's a short kick taken near the 8. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
23 yards, the final tally. They come up with 1 back. That's Ingram. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Now it's Jackson, flushed out right. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Here's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. He's going to take off with it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Tucker with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Now Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 68 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. It's a gain of 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Ingram. And some room to maneuver. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as his guys continue to pour it on.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
So far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Ben leads to counter on the draw. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now on 2nd and 13, Roethlisberger. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime.